Well, we traveled around Memphis from Cat's drugstore openings to high school auditorium assemblies. Guest shots at the Eagle's Nest, which was a nightclub on Highway 78, adjacent to a swimming pool, a summer play area. Our first public appearance was the Cat's drugstore, the opening of the Cat's drugstore at Lamar and Airways. And we played on a flatbed truck in the parking lot. After we did these few stints in town, in Memphis, well, it was during this period that Elvis signed a management contract with me, which was a protection device. Bob Neal started booking us. He had an early morning radio show on WMPS, which early morning just boomed right down the Delta. So we started working a lot of schoolhouse shows down through that area. Also some in Arkansas, Mississippi, I'd say would be the first territory that we went into outside of Memphis. And Bill Black, who was a bass player in our old group, was the clown. You know, if you remember back then, everybody had to have a clown in the group. Well, in some of those early shows, if it hadn't been for Bill, we would have all fell just flat on our face, because Elvis was such an oddity, if you will, that I think when people first saw him, when he first came on and started performing, they were in shock. And through Bill's antics, combined with Elvis, his own antics, the crowd would finally just loosen up and fall to pieces. But Bill would be the one that, because he was doing stuff like riding the bass, and he'd get a pair of bloomers and put them on, or do anything to get the crowd loosened up. And if we had to really contribute concert success to anyone in the very early days, it would have to be to Bill, from my standpoint. The minute the crowd would break open, then Elvis would have them upon his hands then from then on. The period between 54, latter part of 54, July to at least Christmas, Mississippi, Arkansas, and of course Louisiana, in and around Shreveport, the immediate area of Shreveport. This would be primarily from the Louisiana Hayride broadcast, because KWKH covered that area real good. Well, the first time we went down there was some dates that Tim and Frank had supposedly booked for us. I said, well, we were down there for the hayride, but in the process where we're staying to do these dates. The dates didn't materialize, and we were hung up there in the hotel and couldn't pay our hotel bill and get out for a couple of weeks, I believe. And Pappy Covington, who was a booking agency that booked a lot of the hayride acts, finally got us a couple of bookings in East Texas before we could bail out of the hotel and get back to Memphis. So we could start all over, do the same thing again. The first and only appearance that we made on the Grand Ole Opry was kind of earth-shattering for all involved, I guess. They wouldn't let us do but one song, and we had to do Blue Moon in Kentucky because it was a country song. The audience reaction was very light, so I could just, in total, it was a bomb, really what it amounted to. The first Hayride appearance, there was, as I remember, a good crowd. I don't think they had a full house necessarily, but it was a younger crowd than we'd experienced at the Grand Ole Opry, a much younger crowd. It was like a place for people to go on Saturday night, and they reacted. I mean, they reacted. The next time we were there, they brought their friends, and so on. Sam was handling all the negotiations on that, where we I don't know if we went back the following Saturday night. I know we were invited back, and we went back a time or two, and Sam went down with us and got with the people in charge to negotiate negotiate Elvis being a regular member of the Hayride staff.